now turn up.
What up is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. Of course, I'm just a dad doing Dynasty Football. We have Jackson here again. He doesn't want to go to sleep, so he wants to be on the video, right? We're going to talk about three running backs, but primarily the biggest question is going to be Ezekiel Elliott. So, of course, Ezekiel Elliott going into his sixth year, it's trying to figure out where to put him in Dynasty. Because in redraft, I think a lot of people are going to be drafting him into that end of first, beginning of the second round. But in Dynasty, what do we do with him? Because ultimately, he feels like he's 28, 29, 30 years old. He's not. He's going to be 26 years old in July. So we're talking about Kamara and Cook's age, but he's being sold at a lower value because people think, well, he's got a year extra on his tread, but people are thinking, hey, he's getting towards the end of the cliff here, and they want to sell before the Gurley downfall, or before the Le'Veon Bell downfall, and realistically, that is something that we do have to look for in the future. So let's just kind of look at other running backs that have had top 12 finishes for a good stretch period of time, and where their kind of peak was, or where was their last awesome year. So the running backs we're going to be looking through are Le'Veon Bell, of course, Jamal Charles, Lashawn Mccoy, Todd Gurley, and Adrian Peterson. And I know that those running backs are different styles, and those are all different varieties, but those are running backs that were consistent for a good stretch, 4 to plus years of top dynasty running back production. I mean, we're talking top 12. So we're going to go through those. I'm just going to give you the fantasy finishes of Zeke first. 2, 9, 5, 4, and 11. So top 12 finisher, and really he's played 15, 10, 15, 16, 15 games. So there's a lot of times he's missing a game or two, or else even these stats would be better. Of course, he had the suspension. That's why he finished 9th in his sophomore campaign. But I mean, ultimately, you're looking at a top 5 running back and a running back 3 with Dak last year. So running back 3 with Dak. So again, right into that pace. He's a top 5 running back when healthy. But let's start with Adrian Peterson. Of course, he's had some good years lately. I mean, when I mean lately, I mean like 3-4 years ago. But let's look at his big chunk from the beginning of his career. Ultimately, he peaked at year 7. So he was a running back 1 for 7 straight years, and then he started falling off his cliff, and then he did not. He was not an RB1 year 8. So year 7 was kind of his peak. His I guess you could say his selling point, where the stock was at the highest point. For Gurley, it was year 4, and now we are just seeing that steady decline with him in years 5 and 6, and now 7. Lashawn McCoy, his peak was year 6, and I understand that he had a year ultimately down the road, but year 6 was kind of his highest value, and then 7 and 8, he started to go more into this RB2 territory. Then we look at Jamal Charles, his was year 7 as well, and then Le'Veon Bell, his was year 5. So where does that compare to Zeke? Well, he's already had 5 years of RB1 production, and now we're in year 6. So what are we expecting? I mean, you can just look at these other running backs who are amazing and awesome. Are you going to go to bed now? Now that we're on video, you're going to go to bed? Maybe. Now that he's had 5 years, so realistically, you're looking at a max of probably 2 years of RB1 production, and then maybe going into RB2 territory. So if you are a contender for the championship, I am keeping him. And if you are not a contender, I am looking at selling him, not now, but after the beginning of this year, because I think the beginning of this year is still going to be really good with Dak. I think it's going to be, I think you're going to see that RB3, RB4, and you're going to go, wow, why did we sell on him? And what I'm looking to get is that early first. I want a running back with less tread, or a running back plus something. I mean, we're looking at, right now it's going to be hard to get, but I'm looking at into the year, maybe an Antonio Gibson, or some of these running backs that start off slow, these sophomore running backs. Maybe J.K. Dobbins starts off super slow. CEH, maybe the owner's going, I've seen a year and let's say a year and a half of not so great production. Maybe I need to start selling on CEH because I'm a contender or something like that. The trades you can't get now are trades you can potentially get down the road. So just know that right now, I mean, I've seen offers where it's like Zeke 103 and 103 completely wins, which honestly, like if you're rebuilding, that makes sense. If you're contending, I don't know if that makes sense, because Zeke still has a lot of value for 2 years. For 2 years, I still think he's got good value. I mean, he's going to be 26 in July, so we're talking about. I don't like selling running backs usually until they start getting into the end of 27, early 28-year-old age, because you hear everyone say the cliff of 30. You want to be able to be like, oh, 27, he's still got 2 years left, when realistically he's probably got a season or half a season after that. So ultimately, that's where I have Zeke right now, is kind of this, like, it really depends on your team. Because if you're a contender, this is an awesome time to have them. If you're a rebuild, this might not be a good time to sell them for picks, maybe 2022 picks, but look at getting into the season and then start selling him. Selling him for a running back that has less tread, that maybe even starts off slow, that you think will be good, like the Antonio Gibsons or any of these sophomore running backs. I mean, I honestly... there's a lot of running backs that and if you have a question about a trade involving Zeke, please send them, and we'll walk you through them. And we have a really good channel that likes to communicate and talk on some of these posts as well. But we're gonna go through 2 other ones here, and it's Cook and Kamara. I say Kamara weird. Cook and Alvin Kamara. Let's go with Kamara first. 26 again. Cook is also 26 in August, just letting you guys know. So they're July, August. They're the same age. They just have less tread. 4, 16, and 2 for Alvin Kamara. Ultimately, I am looking for Alvin Kamara to have... Oh, no! You spit up. You do not like Alvin Kamara. Yeah. Pause. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, okay, we're going to have to change you. Well, that was fun. This video was fun. All right, Alvin Kamara, I'm looking again. I think he's going to have another good 2 years. I think he is an outlier. I think all these are elite running backs. So I'm looking at a good 2 years again from Alvin Kamara. I don't see why not. I mean, he's super efficient. He gets about 19 touches a game, which is a little less than what we want, but he's hyper efficient. And even if you're not looking at maybe running back 4, I still think his floor is 16, but I think he had a really bad touchdown ratio. I think his ultimately where I could see him being is like RB 7, 8, still in that area, with the potential to be that like 4 or 5 touchdown guy and really help you win your playoffs. So I'm not fully selling yet on Alvin Kamara. And same for Dalvin Cook. He's 26 in August, 64, 31, 5, and 3. He's super talented. And if anything, yes, he's been injury prone, but it means he's had less tread on his tires. Again, another 2-3 years, which is, just so you guys know, like, this versus rookie picks, I mean, if you're a contender, I'm rather having these players because I know that these guys can do it. Some of these running backs, like, especially if you're getting past 103 in some of these drafts, in 104, 105, you are getting really, really, really tough on some of these areas. I mean, like 101, like, would somebody rather have Najee Harris or Dalvin Cook? But like right now, I think that people should rather have Dalvin Cook than Najee Harris. It's tough because, I mean, Najee Harris, 23. But I think the value out there right now is some people are selling these high 101, 102, 103 picks for just gold right now. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous how some of these values. And we're going to go through rookie hit rates too. But these are some elite running backs that I still think have at least a year and a half. 2 years is where I'm seeing their, like, year and a half, 2 years is their minimum. They could have another 3-4 years left in them. Zeke would be the only one that would have like the closest to the cliff type thing. And I know it's like, yeah, you want to sell before the cliff, but you also don't want to sell now and all of a sudden have 2-3 years of top 3 production and you go, well, crap, that sucks. I just gave away somebody that has elite production and all of a sudden I'm just watching them win championships and me not. Okay, you are just scoring me. So yeah, please send the trades of Cook, Kamara, and Dalvin. Yeah, Cook, Kamara. Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing it. I'm getting distracted by Mr. Jackson here. Cook, Kamara, and Zeke. If you have trades or if you have anything involved in that, please send them here. I mean, hey, this is April, but you know what? If you send them in August, I'll still probably try to respond. So, I mean, we still got a couple weeks of draft time. Woo! All right. Say bye. Say bye. All right. Peace out. See you tomorrow.
Now turn up.